Deputies in Albany County made one of the largest heroin busts in the sheriff department's history. These are just 4 of the 7 men arraigned just hours ago in Albany County Court. More than $160,000 worth of heroin was taken off the streets after a 4-month-long investigation. Brandon Lewis is here with more. Brandon, do we know how large of an operation we're talking about here?
Well, Cody, it was a pretty large ring of more than 20 people stretching from Colonie to Coeymans and attracting customers from Vermont and even western New York. Sheriff Craig Apple says they started small in food courts of local malls and eventually spread out using taxis as drug mules.
That is a criminal organization right there.
More than 20 people make up this alleged criminal organization, accused of trafficking more than $1 million worth of pure, uncut heroin a year. Sheriff Craig Apple says their clients were typically teens and young adults.
I stand here firmly believing that we heavily dented the heroin drug trafficking in the capital region. We have buys, we have surveillance.
Deputies made the bust at 2 Albany County homes, one on River Road in Coeymans, the other at an apartment building in Colonie. Apple says it was dubbed Operation Taxi Ride because they would use drug-addicted taxi drivers to move drugs to local parking lots.
Basically, the drug fiends would line up at a taxi like kids would line up for ice cream. They would line right up, and they would sell it right out of the cabs.
7 people were taken into custody, and other arrests are pending.
I'm sure somebody else will be willing to step up and to fill these shoes, but we will continue to collaboratively with the other law enforcement agencies in federal, state, and local to continue to combat this epidemic that's plagued our society.
Apple believes most of the drugs came from New York City or Canada along the so-called heroin highway, but decided to end the operation with just local suppliers.
This investigation may have gone a little further. We may have had an opportunity to get somebody else. But where do you draw the line when you got people overdosing? You're reading the paper and you see these young deaths suddenly lost their lives in the obituaries. This has taken a lot of lives out of the Capital District.
Apple says last night undercover deputies tried to make heroin buys and couldn't find any on the streets after the bust. And just to understand the magnitude of this ring, investigators say the dealer's phones averaged 18,000 calls a month. Tonight they're hoping those callers will get the help they need. Live in studio, Brandon Lewis, CBS 6 News.